Okay, today is Sunday, February 16th, 2014, and it's about 10 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning. It's cold here in the workshop, but it's nice and warm outside, so I'm going to move outside to do a few things. This is just a kind of wrap-up update. I guess tomorrow Eddie's going to take a lot of these pipes into the recycling center and cash them in. And I will probably be fitting this and installing it onto the northeast corner of the property. I've been leaving it in the corner because there's some workmen working on the job site next door, and I was afraid I might be in their way if I were installing that next to what they were doing. So let's see. And because it was cold inside and upstairs, I was going to get a fire going, but we have enough newspaper and logs and branches, but we don't have enough twigs. So I've been here with my clippers, basically clipping and trimming twigs and filling them in this box, because twigs are an important part of building a fire. Let's see. Here we are out in the backyard. Oh, it's nice and warm out here. Very nice. So I started a fire, but it didn't go for very long, so I decided to let it go out. I think I'm just going to sit out here in the sun and catch up on some paperwork and a few other things. Let's see what I got done yesterday. I got some of this huge yard waste and compost pile managed to be a little smaller. I've got some of it in bags. We're going to set that out for pickup. We still have to do this a little at a time over the next, I guess, over the next few months. But I made a lot of progress over here on the project I'm working on at the very rear border of the property. I basically staked out places for posts for a fence. These are dummy posts. They're each about 32 inches and they're sunk into the ground about 24 inches. And you can see the one up here is about 8 to 10 inches above the ground. And so it's got about 22, 24 inches down in the ground. And what we have to do, because there's this large but shallow depression in the yard, there's a low spot, a big low spot, and it goes over into the neighbor's property as well. Looks like there used to be a garage here, and then something happened. Maybe a rotting tree stump underground rotted away, and and the ground went down. So what I did yesterday was I built up a retaining wall out of bits of concrete and brick and stone and rubble, and then on top of that I put a lot of broken tile chips and broken linoleum chips, and just stuff that's been around that we've had to rake up out of the yard. And then on top of that, I'm putting, basically we're filling it all in with plaster chips, and we make these plaster chips from the plaster, and this is the plaster that we're pulling out of the house. This is old wallboard plaster, and what we do is we just let it sit out here in the rain and the sun, and the paper just peels right off, and then we smash it up into a bucket, and then we bring it over here and empty it over here. So we're using it as yard fill. And then on top of that, we'll put topsoil or something on top of it, and landscape or plant something on top of it. But eventually, these plaster chips, with the rain and the sun and the rain and the sun, they decompose into powder, and they basically mix with the soil in the ground, or the soil that we put on top, whatever. So anyway, so that's where I am today.